is the result of a communication problem. We've all used words and phrases that have been misinterpreted. In fact, sometimes we create misunderstandings or even cause mistrust not only by what we say, but the way we say our words. We may never completely eliminate communication problems, but the important thing to keep in mind is that we can keep them from happening as frequently, simply by enhancing our communication skills. If you believe you aren't a good communicator, this program will teach you the crucial skills you need to become a much better one. Even if you're already pretty effective at communications, you can become even more powerful and dynamic by following this program. We live in a world filled with other people. We live together, work together, play together. Communication is the basic thread that ties us together. Through communication, we reveal our needs, our wants, our ideas, and our feelings. The better we are at communicating, the more effective we are at achieving our goals and our dreams. The challenge in any communication is how to get ideas from one person's head to another. When Star Trek's Mr. Spock wants a perfect transfer of information between himself and another Vulcan, he does a mind meld. When two Vulcans touch skulls, information flows from one mind to another in a faultless process, free of errors, emotional content, and personal perspectives. Unfortunately, mind melding isn't available to us, at least not yet. So, we're stuck with using an imperfect system that contains considerable opportunity for misunderstandings. A simple way of thinking about the communication process is to compare it to a radio broadcast. A powerful station can send a message to a high-quality receiver, and the message comes through loud and clear. A weak station trying to get a message over a range of mountains to a 1940 vacuum tube radio doesn't have much of a chance. So, if you want to get your message through loudly and clearly to your receiver, you must meet these three requirements. First, make sure you are a powerful station. Your words need to present your message clearly. Your vocal tone needs to match and strengthen your words. And your visual appearance and gestures need to be consistent with your words and vocal tone. Second, clear the environment. Anytime during the communication process, noise or static can drown out your message. Don't try to transmit over a mountain range. Eliminate distractions or excess noise or messy, chaotic surroundings. Present your message at a time when it can be received. A radio station that wants to reach business commuters plays its message during the drive time, not at 3 a.m. Finally, make sure the listener's radio is on. Get your listener's attention. Find out what frequency he or she is tuned into and transmit on that frequency. If your listener is interested in facts and figures and you're providing emotional high drama, then you're transmitting on the wrong frequency. Anytime you hear people saying any of these statements, you know there's been a communication failure in one of these three key areas.
I didn't understand what you meant.
I thought you said...
I didn't hear that.
We commonly call this a communication breakdown. But you can get around or avoid many of these breakdowns. You can learn to project clear verbal, vocal, and visual signals that give your listeners a better chance to receive your messages precisely. The powerful communication processes presented in this program will help you develop the skills needed to filter out noise and distractions, gain your listeners' attention, and present your messages clearly and powerfully. You'll also learn how to establish a feedback process that will allow you to adjust your signal and correct any miscommunications. As you use these skills to send, listen, and give feedback to others, you will minimize communication barriers and establish an effective, efficient communication climate, a climate that establishes